My name is Katie Greer. I'm the CEO and founder of Katie Greer Consulting. My job is to go around the country talking to students, parents, community members, administrators, law enforcement officials about how we can use technology and social media in a healthy and balanced way so that it can help us and not hurt us. So technology can be really overwhelming, and I've seen a lot of these presentations done. And being in this space, I look at it in social media every single day, and I think one of the tactics is a scare tactic, or to go in and tell kids and adults how this is polluting their lives and brains and they're never going to be the same again. And for me, I'd rather empower people to use this in a safe and more balanced way, as opposed to going in there and saying, you know, this is dangerous, it's bad, it's going to ruin your lives. For instance, I was in a high school yesterday, and I had a bunch of students that one of the teachers told me that these kids are not looking forward to your presentation. They know that you're just going to lecture them and tell them everything that their parents have told them. So for me, that's a challenge. How can I get in here and work this so that we can be productive in this conversation about how do we use technology in the right way? So a couple things that we can do is this constant communication, right? That if we are spending, in fact, 7 to 9 hours a day on these devices and we're not having constant conversations about it, that's like letting your kids go out for 7 hours a day and when they come home just being like, hey, right? So we have conversations around this stuff. Number 2, early and often. So the earlier you have conversations and set your expectations around your rules around technology, the easier this is going to be. Because when I talk to parents of high school students, they're like, it's too late. You should have been here 6 years ago. Number 3, I think, is the B word. It's all about balance for all of us and not just kids these days, right? That all of us can do a better job of being more aware of how, when, and why we use this stuff, because this stuff came out as a tool to us and it's now become an appendage, right? Something that is no longer a tool, but something that is part of my body that I'm looking at all of the time, that I'm focusing on all the time, that when I'm bored, I resort to all the time. And we need to go back to using this as a tool, being a bit more mindful and thoughtful about when we pick this stuff up. I think we have this false sense of security, adults as well, that when we're behind a computer screen, because we mark something as private or because we create a group that is intentional, that is technically a private group, right? I create a group text that's only 5 people as opposed to posting something publicly on Instagram, then obviously I'm making that more private. But what I always say to kids and parents is that privacy is a courtesy, not a guarantee. Right? That privacy functionality on all of our Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, that is a courtesy that they extend to you to try to give you more control over what you put out there. But it is never guaranteed. Whether it's someone that I know copying and pasting or regramming or sharing with someone else, or it's a hack, right, which happens every single minute of every single day, that we cannot guarantee that our stuff is going to remain private, which is kind of a weird space we're in right now. I don't think we've really seen the full effect of this quite yet, even with all these hacks right now. I think one of the balances for me is trying to help parents help their kids without telling them how to be a parent, right? Because every presentation from, every household works differently. That's what makes this country so awesome. We're not all the same. My house isn't the same as your house, and the rules that are in my house are not going to be the same rules in your house, and that's good because we'd all be boring robots, right? So for me, that's a balance, because I think parents oftentimes are coming in looking for me to say, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. These are the apps you need to install on your kids' phones. There's no magic app. There's no magic pill. There's no magic chip you can put in the back of your kid's necks to make this kind of work for you. It's all about doing what parents have done for centuries, and that's just being involved with our kids, whatever it is that they're doing at that time, whether it's technology, whether it's a new app, setting guidelines, setting boundaries. One of the things I say to parents is, like, the old school parenting still works with all this new school stuff, right? That It's just asking questions, and it's being involved, and it's setting limits. It's like drinking, right? How did your parents guarantee that you weren't ever gonna drink or do drugs? And the answer is they didn't. They talked to you about it, they set rules around it, they set limitations around it, and that's how they helped you be a healthy person and hopefully make good choices. I am Katie Greer, and I am Empower Women.